Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? And thank you so much for the raid tomorrow. How's your stream today? And also, hello, Shy Ryan, and hello, Fort Wairu. And of course, the video just failed. Okay, let me reset that. But yeah, what are you working on today? And how are things? Zilby was trying to jump up on me right before the stream, so it was good. You're making some great progress building a Twitch client with Gleam. Interesting. Okay, I've not played around with that. Oh, okay, so Gleam is a language. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, that's interesting. How are you finding it? Do you like it? You think I'd like Gleam? It's like Rust without the borrow checker that runs on the beam. So I'm confused about like the without the borrow checker, because like the entire thing of Rust is the borrow checker, right? It's like, how is it like, then it's just like more like TypeScript then, right? Syntax wise. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'll add it. I'll add it in. I said TypeScript. Yeah, I'll say things like that. Check out Gleam language. Unfollowed and reported. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It uses the same type system as OCaml. Oh, interesting. I've never used OCaml before, so I don't really know that too much. Also, I'm moving my mouse around and I'm changing things and I'm looking at stuff and the screen isn't updating, so that's cool. There, much better. This is what I was looking at the entire time. All right, so let's go ahead and get started for today. So the idea is that we're going to be continuing to work on our LMS, which is a web application that we built with Rust and Vue a while ago, and it's where I'm building and selling courses on. And we've recently built a course on Introduction to Docker, and now we're going to now we're sort of like working on a bunch of feedback from our beta testers, both on the course and on the LMS itself, before we sort of like start selling the Docker course. So that's the idea right now. Zilby's around here somewhere. He's not on the table, so I can't show you him because he's just wandering around. Actually, I think he might have left the room. I tried to bribe him with some food, but he came down for the food and then left. It was probably due to me comparing Gleam to TypeScript without having touched Gleam at all. That's probably the reason. D-Laz, hello. How are you doing today? I mean, I think any of the time appropriate nouns work on Twitch, right? Because like even if it's not like afternoon or evening for me, it is for someone else. So you could just claim that you're talking to someone else, right? That's how it works. I mean, I think that's how it works. You're watching the paint dry. I mean, you're watching as your pipelines build. that feels appropriate. All right, so today we're going to be continuing on our authentication stuff. So we're using Auth0. We deployed our change yesterday, which is now we have a single login and sign up form that we're using instead of creating an account through my own form, but then also being able to do the same thing through Auth0. So that's great. We want to next personalize the Auth0 page, and I actually have my brand icons here. So if we want to take a look, this is probably what I'm planning to use, either that one probably one of these two. I don't know which one yet. I have a gray one or a black and white one, which I don't think that's not necessary. And that is in auth 0, so that's going to be done all off screen. But hopefully it should be pretty fast. I haven't done any brand updates before for this, so we'll see how this goes. Fit, hello, how are you doing today? Oh, interesting. Okay, so company logo, if a URL is not provided, the auth0 logo will be used. So I have to upload this somewhere and make it available. Okay, so it has to be uploaded. Oh, they won't host it at all. Okay, so I have to put this on S3 or something like it. I mean, do I have on the... I do have this. I can just use the location for this image. Because that's cached. And it's the right image. Okay, so primary color, the... Oh, ooh, this is Firefox. I can... Isn't there a way for me to get like a dropper or something to like see? I thought that Firefox had that. Oh yeah, here it is. I want that, and let's get that color. That is my primary color. Background black is fine. So if I save you, and now we go to login or sign up, there, we get that. Much better. You're a bit tired, but could be better. Well, I mean, that's okay. It's like middle of the road, right? So good. Ninja, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so I would argue that that is done. Enforce confirm for email. So I haven't done this before. And I'm not exactly sure where I need to do this. So, okay, I could do... okay, so I could enable a CAPTCHA, but I need to start paying auth0. I'm on a free tier right now. Okay, IP throttling is enabled. Brute force protection is enabled. Breach password detection is not, but I need to upgrade the plan for that one. Ricardo, hello. How are you doing today? A long time no see, doing well, but busy because you just started a new gig. Congratulations. How's the new job? And Prash, hello. How are you doing today? The job is going very good. I work with a lot of scientists now, so the code is a bit of a new beast for you. Oh, interesting. Working with scientists is a very interesting and I thought fun experience. Super fun. Excellent. Yeah, that's always what we want to see from any type of new job, right? Okay, so I can put path to the logo in there too. What I'm not sure about is how to tell it to enforce that it's a real user. So the feedback that we got was that we should enforce confirm for emails, which also checks that the user is a real person. I could apparently upgrade to do the security thing, like the what is it called, the captchas, which might work. Are you learning Rust from zero? Tips, please. I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I don't know if I like have any tips right off the bat, but besides maybe just like open mind, growth mindset, look at the errors, things like that. But those are the type of tips that everybody else has too. What I've learned by working with data scientists, do not let them alone with the code. It will work, but no one will ever be able to change it. It's where, yeah, I wasn't programming when I worked with scientists. I did scripting, but I never had to interface with their code at all. There was a team that helped them out with it though, and yeah, so I never really got to see it or judge it. Also, it was in Fortran, which I still have never played with. Luckily, the goal of the organization is to provide scientists with the tools to be able to be left alone with the code. Lots of focus on best practices and infrastructure. Nice. Doing Rustlings helped you a lot with learning Rust. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Rustlings. I never did it myself. I want to say that Rustlings hadn't been set up for Rust properly when I first started, but I don't actually remember or not. I just started with a book and a community because I did this on stream. And I guess like that's another good tip is have a community of people that you can go to ask questions from, or that they can give you hints and tips. So I know that Auth0 allows you to confirm a user is real by the email, and it will send an email, I believe. But I don't know how to force that. Let's see if we can find any information on the docs. Don't think verify platform is right. Okay, there's verify script templates. Okay, verify emails. Am I storing usernames and passwords in Auth0 or in a database connected? So I'm storing them in Auth0 so I don't have to worry about them. Do I have special email verification requirements that prevent you? No. Do I need to bulk set a large? No. Do I need users come in? No, because I'm starting from scratch. If you are storing usernames and passwords in Auth0 or using a custom DB connections to store users in your own system, you can likely use in, okay, so I want to use this. A common way to verify emails with Auth0 is to email a magic link or verification link to the user. When the user clicks the link, the user's email verified flag is set to true. By default, Auth0 emails magic links to users when they sign up. You can also customize when Auth0 sends verification emails. For example, if you need to verify emails in bulk, or if you want to delay verification until the user performs an action requiring a verified email, use the email verification job. Yes, man. Hello. How do you enforce Auth0 Rust side? I mean, like to ensure the user is authorized. What I'm doing right now is following the Auth0 documentation for doing that. And what they tell when they log in and they redirect me back to my application, they send a token with me. And this is a temporary token that has a relatively short lifespan, and it's signed by Auth0's private key, and then I can verify that with the public key. So that's what I do, is I validate that the token is real using the public key. And I have Hasur as my database, and it knows how to communicate with the with using the public key from Auth0 to like do that verification. Yeah, they actually send a JOT. So they send a JOT that's signed by Auth0. And that's how I can verify exactly who it is. And if I really want to, I can send a request to Auth0 with that JOT, and they'll return back and say, hey, this is the right person. And actually, that's one of the things that I do is I send, like, as soon as they send that token back to me, I send it back to Auth0 and I say, hey, now give me all the information about this user. And they, if it comes back with like a 401 or a 403, that user, I don't have them logged in anymore. So I don't really rely upon them just saying, oh, hey, I'm logged in. Like if they're going to do some kind of injection attack, they need to provide a proper Auth0 JOT. And I believe that I also like send it in with my domain. And so they need to be proper JOT signed for my domain too, which is not, that should make it harder for people to forge from what my understanding. Okay, so use the email verification job. Create an email verification ticket. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna send the email myself. We're gonna create the email verification job. Send an email to the specified user that asks them to click a link to verify their email address. Note, you must have the status toggle enabled for the verification email template for the email to be sent. Wait, do I have to do this? I thought that this already did it on its own. Okay, require verified email for login. You can require users to verify the email before logging in with a rule. Okay, so over in Auth0, I can go to Auth pipeline, go to rules. Rules are being deprecated. We strongly recommend that you begin using actions. Cool. Thank you for this. All right, so we want to go to action, flows. I'm guessing this is going to be login. Don't give me a tour. Oh, wait. Is there... Flows are a set of actions executed in sequence whenever any of the various triggers are involved in the Auth0 pipeline, such as a user logging in. Actions can be added to a flow from either the marketplace or be built with custom code. Okay, so if I go to the marketplace, what do you have here? Do you have like, what is it called? Verified. Okay, biometric, that's not it. Verify. Okay, none of those are what I want. Okay, fine. Guess back to here. That's what you did, but it did it all locally with your own setup using SurrealDB, JSON Web Token Create, and Actix Web Sessions. Okay, so are you using Oh, okay, yeah. So you just build a backend for it. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so I want to go to library. Choose a template. Ooh, confirm email is verified. All right, handler that will be called during the execution of a post login flow. I guess what we could do is let's see, this is confirm email is verified. This is all, I believe that I have to do this in JavaScript. I don't think we have a choice. But this is what their template looks like. So, and there will be called during the execution of the post login flow. Auth0 actions template. Okay, details about the user and the context in which they are logging in. So it takes an event that has details about the user and the context, and it also takes a post login API interface whose methods can be used to change the behavior of the login. All right, so then we have our function itself, which is sort of like a Lambda function. I guess, like, as far as I'm concerned, this looks, I mean, it's just exports. It's just going to run in a node context. Okay, so if the event user is not verified, API access deny, please verify your email before logging in. Handler that will be invoked when this action is resuming after an external redirect. If your on execution post login function does not perform redirect, this function can be safely ignored. So I'm not doing a redirect, although I could redirect them to someplace else. So this would deny you until your email is verified, which I'm actually curious, is my email verified? Did I verify it? Email is pending, which means I think that it's not verified. I don't think that I got an email, which means that I'm going to have to hit, I'm going to have to hit that URL, aren't I? I bet that I will. I kind of want to test that out though. So before you do anything else, Let's create a new account. So test, 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 test. I'm not going to remember that. All right, I might remember that one. Okay, so, oh, I want to sign up. Okay. All right, so that logs me in here and redirects me. I should probably put something in where like you can't log in. What was that called? Test, test, test. I did. Okay, so I got a verified email. So I can now verify the account. Email has been verified. So if I come over here, verified now. Okay, so excellent. So I don't need to tell it to send the email. The email will be sent automatically. But if I attempt, I am automatically logged in and not verified here. So if I attempt to log out and log in again, okay, now it works. I probably should have tried it without logging in because I think that would have prevented it. Or did I not set that? No, because I haven't put this in yet. Okay, so now I'm actually curious. So if I put this in, and if I don't do anything else, so we just take you, I'm gonna go to, okay, so this is actions library, create from a template, confirm emails verified, use this template, name, confirm email. I guess this is require verified email. Trigger is login, post login. Node 18. Okay, there's no secret that I need to add. I'm just going to deploy that now. Okay, successfully deployed. Now, let's say I want to do this again. Let's log out. Log in or sign up, and we're going to do, well, that was 3 tests last time. So test, 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 test. Up. It would be helpful if it's an actual email. Oh, Zilby's here. Zilby. Cat. Okay. Continue. So that did bring me here. Okay. Now, if I log out and I try to come back in again, I mean, that just worked. Why did that just work? Because, wait, so that's in the library that I set that up. I deployed it, then I have to go to flows. Oh, okay. I then need to add it to a flow, and then it's there. Okay, got it. Third time's the charm now. So we're gonna sign up. That's 3, 4, 5 now. We just go ahead and copy that. Okay, so now if I do this. Ooh, interesting. So it sends me back here. Missing token access and redirect URL. Oh, that's really too bad. Okay, so they sent me back here without a token. I wonder if they sent me anything at all. Because I would love to redirect right back to where we're trying to go. Right back to the login and say like, hey, you have to log in. That's really too bad. Okay, so basically the user was not created inside of my Ooh, okay. So in create account, I think we're gonna need a new page to tell people, okay, now that you've done that, please verify your account and sign in again. That's the only thing I can think of. So when we redirect down to here, also I have production keys on here. Let's go ahead and change that. All right. Okay, this needs to be updated. Okay, so you redirect to 8082. Okay, so I don't even think I have a login URI, but maybe I do. But you go back to there, log out, redirect. It's back to there. Okay, and then we have a test. So that's good. Let's copy. Okay, so that's updated, which means that I should be able to. I did not want to create a new tab. I wanted to create a new pane. Okay, so if we jump into Helix, I should be able to go in and we have our auth. Okay, we create our state, we do all that stuff. Oh, auth redirect. That's probably where it is. Okay, so in auth redirect, we then log in from a redirect. It was missing access token and redirect URI. I think that's what it was, right? Missing access token and redirect URI, and that actually returns early. So if we get here, we actually had the state. So we had the state coming in. So at this point in time, if we're missing the access token, we can maybe say like this is most likely due to creating a new account and not yet having a verified email. So I want to return shoot. I'm here in login from redirect. Oh, I can return something. I can return a result. With an actual error. So if I do like a pub enum, what is this? This is main store, so this would be like a main store error. I want to turn this into an error, so we need this error. Do I have this error? I think it was error from this error. Yeah, that's okay. I do have this error. Okay, so derive that. And now we can have a okay, so we want a generic, we want two things. I mean, we can do any one of these things really, or all of them together. And then that way, when we're returning, we can return the appropriate thing. So okay, so I have the lock, and then I can save that. And now I can jump. to each of these things. Yeah, login from redirect. And actually, I probably want just like that, so I can all. I was really hoping that the login from redirect would just be the title of it. I wish I could name these properly, like the jump list. I don't think I can. And so then down here, I mean, you're just at the bottom, so that's fine. Okay, so main store error. So what kind of errors do we have here? Missing window location URL. Okay. I wonder if I want to, okay, let's full screen this. Full screen you, and then I can v-split. Yeah, that now I can go down to the bottom. Window, go left, and make it so I can see the full thing. Come on. Window, right. All right, so this is missing window location URI. Diablo, hello. And cat, yes, indeed. We have a cat. Okay, so error parsing. Okay, that was error parsing URL, and then we have error parsing URL fragment. The next one is, okay, so missing access token and redirect URI, and so what I can really name this is not verified. Email not verified. Save state, okay, so states don't match. And then I think that's it. Okay, so that's everything there. I believe that with this error, you're going to require me to put in a okay, so okay is going to be nothing, and then if it's an actual error, I want this to be a main store error. And so now you're yelling at me because, okay, so you need to be error main store error missing the window location URI. Okay, great. Kettle, talking to you? No, Actually, it's Zilby, who is hanging out with us today. The real cat. I assume that you're a real cat too, right? Okay, so I need to implement display. Oh, right. There's something I need to do with this, which I forget how this works. Oh, it's like this. So I just have a error and then a message. So error and then a message would be this one, right? So missing. Yep, and now I just have to repeat that over and over and over again. I wonder if I want to just do this as a generic message. Like there was a problem. There was a problem handling the auth0 login sign up. So that way I can use those error messages in the actual display message, the log. Okay, I thought that would make it implement debug. Do I have to make this implement debug myself? Okay, so you do that. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to say, okay, so we're going to keep this error, and then that's going to be main store error missing window location URI. That's great. This one is missing state cookie. This one is error parsing URL. Error parsing URL fragment. Okay, so this is the verified email. So email not verified. I feel like instead of an error message, this could be an info. This is missing state URL. This is safe state doesn't match. Okay, if let error, LMS error, save cookie, log error, error saving to cookie. So I want to do a I create that, we do that, you do the update. Everything's fine. And then down here, we're just gonna say, okay. Oh, not there. There. Expected results, unknown main store. Hold on. Oh wait, this is in a. This is in a. Oh, this is in a callback here. That's our okay. That's a problem. Oh, okay. So I can't actually do that. Okay, never mind. All of that is completely. I missed that we're in a closure here, which makes I can't actually return a result. That would have been, better to notice. You think cat peasant might be a real cat? Until proven otherwise, everyone who uses cat as a username might be a cat. I mean, it's possible. Okay, so now the other thing that I can do, I have this dispatch. Is there a try for this? That'd be really cool. Reduce mute future. I can do like a with, but that's not the same thing. Okay, so keep you there. New plan. Instead of returning the error like this, I think we have to go back to the return. So I have to undo all this changes that we just did. I can keep that for right now, but I'll probably be removing the error too. I'm not going to return a result. That didn't work. Which means that we don't need this. Okay, we got rid of that. All right, what are you upset about now? Expected enum result. Since I just removed that. Yeah, we don't need a result anymore. You're not trying to return a result. Oh, these are now trying to do this. So, okay. Wherever I return error. Oh, it's only one selected. Okay, that's the one. Okay, so that makes you happy there. But what we can do is we can say Now I'm just logging this to an error, which I mean that's okay, but I can do so much better. Instead of logging this out to the console, will you let me call? Let's actually do this down here because we can force this one pretty easily. This is alert. Error alert. Now I have access to a dispatch. And then we have the message. So the message would be okay, thanks for signing up. Please check your email and verify your account before logging in. And then we return. So that sends that out there. Move to, okay, so you've been moved. Okay, so we have dispatch, you're there. So if can I clone you? We're gonna move that dispatch in here and then we have access to it. Okay, I think that's gonna work. And then we can do the same thing for each of these. And we just say, okay, error alert. Oh, ad break just started, which is perfect. I ran out of tea a few minutes ago. I'm going to use this as an excuse to go grab go grab my breakfast. So I will be back in very fast. Hey, I'm back. Okay, let's continue on. We're sending this error alert. We're going to pass in the dispatch. We're going to need to clone you. And the message is going to be, okay, so we just have a generic error message here. If there actually is a real error, I hopefully should see it. Otherwise, we can take a look at Sentry to see how we can like force an error to show up there, because I'm not sure off the top of my head. Okay, so if I copy you, let's get rid of all these errors first. Okay, and I think we're good now. So now we should get this error showing up in the case that something should pop up to let us know. So now we have to do this. I have to do this locally. You're not using the latest stuff because of course you're not. I still haven't like properly mentally set up like how the environment variables get loaded in. So changing it out so that the .env is the appropriate one. No, wait, it's not the appropriate one. Okay, never mind. Let's copy. Okay, I thought I updated you, and apparently I did not. Oh, I kind of did. I used the actual production information for a few different things, which is not correct. I want you to be that, and then I think everything else is right, it looks like. Nope, env. env. Okay, so if we do that, okay, yeah, right. So that doesn't work. Oh no, Diablo. After 7-hour compile time, it didn't compile with the right options. So you still don't get to use your fonts. I'm sorry about that. That sucks. All right, so I want to come here. I guess, okay, so I think it sees the correct, here's my theory. It sees the correct environment variables now, but it hasn't rebuilt with them yet. Because I need to come over here and actually like do something to make it think that it changed. Yes, that's what it is. Okay. You made it work, told it to compile, and went to bed. So in theory, you have a working copy now. Okay, excellent. Compiling long things overnight is always a good idea, right? So now if I log in or sign up, which we have this problem only locally for some reason, which I still haven't figured out what that is. I don't even have a theory of why this like just sometimes instantly redirects me. I see the URL trying to update. Ooh. I'm actually seeing the URL update. It's really fast. I'm getting auth redirect and then with an error, access denied. Error description, please verify your email before logging in. Okay, cool. So that's good to know. What kind of sucks is that I was hoping, okay, so that's an auth redirect. So that should be hitting here. I should be able to see what this is. Yeah, so, okay, so we get store authlet, we get the URL. Wait, why did that cause an error? Oh, because I don't want to take ownership of it. I go back and forth between forgetting and remembering that like the logging stuff takes ownership. Hindu, hello. How are you doing today? Your workstation is 12 times faster than your server? Nice. Yeah, that probably would be helpful then. You don't actually do dev on your computer, you SSH into a much smaller headless computer sitting under your desk. Okay, that makes sense. I know several people that do that. You like my coding? Thank you. I'm glad it's helpful. Oh. Oh. Oh, it crashed before then. So you're going to auth redirect. So you are going to auth redirect. Okay, so you're getting into here. So the component is loading. Log in from redirect, and then we go home. I suppose what we can do is we could find what's going on in here first. So let's get the URL. Ooh. Wait, do you not let me? Oh, it's the wrong type of thing. Returns the base name of the current navigator, but that's not what I want. Okay, so that's not. We're gonna have to use glue utils window location href. That gives me that. I can okay or else this thing. Or something else. Ratik, hello. How are you doing today? Hope that I'm good. You're wondering if full stack development is viable using Rust only, like only Rust, of course, be integration with HTML, HTMX, and CSS, but being independent of JavaScript. You're not talking about starting and learning full stack, but actually developing something, a full dynamic websites and all. I would say at this point in time, we are close, but not a 100% thing. So even with the LMS that I built here, I would say it's like 95, 98%. Actually, we can tell. I added in some TypeScript for testing purposes. This kind of throws it off a little bit. I'm doing my full stack testing using Playwright, which is TypeScript right now. They don't have a Rust system, and I haven't seen like a really great Rust full stack testing. So I guess like right now it's over 70% Rust, and then a little bit like 25 or so percent TypeScript. And the tiny bit of JavaScript that I have in here isn't even showing up as like a percentage, because it's like less than even 0.1%. It's like really tiny. Because I'm oh no, that's actually not here. So hold on, this is TypeScript for testing purposes. So 25% of the project is tests. And then the other one is YCL, and this one has a mixture of other things. So it's I like that. So my component library, which has a tiny bit of glue code, which I believe I wrote in JavaScript, which is probably in here. Yeah, like enable tooltips. This, like, every once in a while you have to write. I don't have to. I could have tried to implement this in Rust. It was just such a pain to do all these things. It would have been so long, so much code to do it. I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm going to write a function and then I call it from Rust. So that's kind of what we deal with. So we still need some JavaScript, but it's like nowhere near as much as we used to need it if you want to use Rust. Which one would you suggest, you or Axum, to start with? It really depends, right? Because they solve different problems. You creates a front end framework for creating the web applications that people interface with. And Axum is the backend framework that provides an API that a front end application interfaces with. So it's quite possible that you might need both. If you need to create an API and you need to create like the actual application that the user uses, then the answer is yes. I was asking because I wanted to build an online car simulation world where the world is auto-configured to work on its own, like by using neural and ML. Do you need Quick or HTTP3? That's going to be a important question for something like that, because if you need like speed from HTTP3, from what I understand, Axum doesn't support that yet. But I believe one of the other ones did, which I already forget what that was. We talked about it yesterday. But if you don't need like HTTP3 and HTTP2 is fine, then yeah, you can start with Axum and you, or anything else. Thank you, Ratik. Hopefully that was helpful and answered your questions. Okay, so I have my URI here. I want to, why do I have an extra dot there? Okay, let's console out this URI. Why are you upset? Oh, because you're a result. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I need to grab you, and if there's a problem, we need to do stuff with you, so. I probably can do an if let. Or, you know what? I can, okay. I can do let error. No, let okay. Equals that. Otherwise, oh, it's not that one. It's, where does that store? Okay, it would actually be main store. I don't need self here. Oh, but I want alert, error alert. Okay, and so here's where I can pass in dispatch. And then our message would be, there was a problem handling the auth0 login, create account response. Okay. And then we're going to just do an early return. And we'll just stay on this blank page. I don't know. Flint, hello. How are you doing today? I actually stopped. I don't do it every day anymore. I'm doing this. I'm doing live streams on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and then I work. Right now, my hours increased for the contract job. Then I work the contract job Thursday, Friday. So lots of still lots of work. Yeah. Is this my company's work? No, this is, well, I guess it's my work. It's Brooksbill's work. So this is Brooksbill's work. Company work, they don't want me to work on stream. That would be amazing. If I could work on stream, I would just do that. We would do a what is it called? Like the pairing stream or whatever. The like the let's code together type thing. Why are you upset? Main store. Oh, that's why I had the self there. By doing that, that lets me do main store like that. Okay, got it. So now we'll get the error, or we're going to get the alert. Okay, great. Why didn't that show up? Oh, okay, now it shows up. So here's what I got. Our URL. That is a fragment. I've never really understood why Auth0 loves fragments so much. Not really pair coding. What are those things? There's those streams that people do where you're sort of working on your own stuff together, but I forget what those are called. I would do something like that, where like we put on like a 30-minute timer, we do some pomodoros at the between each one, we can chat together. Otherwise, I'll just probably throw on some music. I might only go to Twitch because YouTube is like not happy with music. Something like that. What project you're working right now at your company? What is it about? I am helping them get to SOC 2. Going through and like doing all the coding part of the SOC 2 integration stuff. And if you're not familiar, SOC 2 is an American thing. I believe that it's ISO, is it ISO 9001? I don't remember which one that is, but it's fairly popular. The ISOs are fairly popular outside the US, and the SOC stuff is fairly popular inside the US. And a lot of companies that like require, let's say, SOC 2 in the US will accept the ISO equivalent usually from outside the US. SOC 2, yeah. It's not hard. It's just a lot. And anybody who's ever implemented any of these knows exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of configuration changes. We are using a service though that automatically verifies and validates it, so I don't have to take screenshots of everything every 3 months, which would be a nightmare. I would absolutely hate that. This kind of work is usually not handed off to contractors, but I am the only web developer they have right now. and I was full time with them previously, and there was some things that happened, and the company actually like changed hands, and in doing so, my job went from a full time W-2 salaried employee to I'm now a contractor doing the same job that I was doing before, but with limited hours. So like it had first started with like, okay, 25 hours a week, and now it went down to 10, and now it's back up a little bit. SOC 2 is a huge thing in your industry. It's surprisingly how big it is, and I didn't really realize how many industries require it. And it kind of makes sense. Like there's a lot of things where it's like going through and it's like, okay, well, make sure that all of your S3 buckets on AWS are properly set up and configured. SOC 2 is handled by policy in most companies. Everyone who gets to touch the hardware or software or databases has to know what part applies to them. And if you have an automated system that checks all of the stuff too, it's so much better. If you have to deal with SOC 2 and you don't have that, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I need to create a URL, and we're going to use URL to deal with this. So I believe I can say I want let's replace, okay, we're going to shadow the URI. And we're going to use, I guess this is now going to be URL. So I'll just replace the URL. URL parse. I don't want to, okay, no adding. So we're going to parse the input is the URI. And that's a result. So we're going to do the same thing here. By the way, one of the biggest part of SOC 2, ironically, isn't software virtual access. It's physical on-site security, right? Which is really nice for us. We have no offices. So all of our data centers and everything else are in cloud, and they have their on-site security, and they have their SOC 2, they have their ISO certificates. So if you use cloud and use at least like a good cloud that provides you the certificates, you get to like 75% SOC 2 pretty much for free, or like 60%, something like that. Okay, now we're on URL. So if I change that, oh, this is not a JS value, so I can't print this out anymore. Okay, so now I want to get the fragments. So returns this URL's fragment identifier, if any. That gives me an option and a stir. Which, okay, because you have that problem there, I can't actually see this. What other choices do I have here? Return this URL's query string, query pairs, fragment. Then a bunch of settings. And then my snippets, okay. A fragment is the part of the URL after the pound or hash symbol. The fragment is optional and, if present, contains a fragment identifier that identifies a secondary resource, such as a section heading of a document. In HTML, that fragment identifier is usually the ID attribute of an... Yeah, so like this is where it gets weird. So if I get fragment, so that's fragment equals that. Okay, good. I can print out an option. So back to you. There. Okay. Why did... Okay, so that's weird. There it goes. Okay, now I can actually see it. Fragment. Error, access denied. Yeah, okay, so we have an... Now we have this. The key... And error description is... Now, is this actually due to this? Denied. Please verify your email before logging in. So if I can find this error description key value pairs, then that works for me. So I need to turn these into... I need to be able to parse those. One of the private rooms I've gone past has always also had a legit retina scanner. I didn't even think those existed outside of movies. Interesting. Yeah, the only biometric scanners I've ever used, like in a security place, let's see. The fingerprint ones, and I guess not really like a biometric, but they had a nifty cool touchpad that randomized all of the keys, all of like the location of the numbers every single time somebody entered something in, which was nice. It made it so that you couldn't tell what the numbers were based upon looking at like which numbers were like worn out the most, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so I need to grab this out. This part of the fragment. I want to say that I do this over here. Because so I get the URL. Okay, yeah, so we parse the URL, we parse it. Okay, I form URL encoded, parse fragments as bytes. Okay, so I actually have everything right here. So then that gets collected in here. So before we go in here, now we want to do I don't want I want error description. If you're set, okay, so error description. So I want this to be an if let sum. So if let sum error description equals encoded get, this is error description. Whoop. String. Okay. So actually, I don't need an else for this. If let's okay, so if we have this error, I want to error alert and let's I need to pass in dispatch and the error description. And then we do an early return, and then we're good to go. Oh, I don't want to call you. Okay, so I don't think I need to do this one at all. So inside of here, we just go back to this again. Okay, so I got this thing, but it didn't do the error alert. Yeah, I have the error description. I didn't see that happen. Why is that? Did I not save everything? I mean, so I got that. This comes from that one's a little bit harder to see. This is my URL. I think that was the URL here because I'm not logging out the URL here. Let's do okay, we'll just log an error here also and just say Osseo turns an error. Okay, you're reloaded. Now I gotta go through this fun thing again until it actually hits it. Wait, why are you still a URL? You didn't rebuild. I'm still getting this. Which was over here. Are you okay? Hold on. Oh, and I have all these debug errors. I don't want that again. I want sport, was it? Yeah, rest log info. I have some warnings, but no errors. Okay. Warnings, but no errors. And this is a normal log. This isn't info. Oh, I do have that here. Never mind. My bad. But why am I not getting into here? The error alerts aren't doing what I expect them to do. That's the other problem. I was kind of hoping that the error alert would actually happen, but I don't think it is. So I think, how does error alert work? I just set dispatch, reduce mute, store alert error message into. Okay, that seems pretty easy. Okay, so if I replace this, you're going to be store alert message. I don't think I have to set anything, right? Oh, store.alert error is a function that, okay, so store alert error throw you in there. And now we're going to use that one instead. Don't you return unexpected token? Oh, because that. Oh no, I forgot semicolons in all of them. Okay, there's that. No more errors. Let's see if this causes the message to actually pop up the way I want it to. Did we ever figure out that auth0 redirect bug? No, we haven't. I'm still like confused about why it doesn't work localhost sometimes, but does work other times. Okay, and there we go. Now we get our error message showing up when we're trying to log in and we haven't verified our account. And that comes from here. So I can basically change this message to be whatever I want to change in here. So we can just say like, please verify your email. Please verify your account. Please check your email. To verify your account. Okay, so if I do that, now I'm gonna just take this back to auth 0, back to the library. Place you, deploy, and then I think that just auto deploys and it's just available and working now. So back to here, and if I thanks for signing up. We've sent you an email with a verification link. Please click it to be able to log in. Thanks for signing up. We've sent you an email with a verification link. Please click it to be able to log in. Excellent. So that should now show up. We should be able to, that was 5 tests, I think. Uh-oh. I forget. I forget how many tests that was. Oh, empty mailbox. Huh. So you never got that. Or maybe it was this one? Huh. Why did this get it? Yeah, so it's okay, so this is pending. This is okay, this is the correct account, I believe. It never got the email. That's okay. Can I actually see a history? Can I see that it? Oh, I don't know if there's a way for me to even see that it's received an email. Oh, that's too bad. Okay. In our action, I can actually have it. We can have it hit the URL to send the email, but maybe this is also something we can do just in here. So like there's an API. It's like, okay, if we're gonna deny, but can I also say like API dot send email? So redirect, I don't want that. Validation. Okay, what does validation do? It's a post login API.validation, which I don't think that's what I want. Okay, is it an event? Ooh, okay, so that's too bad. Now, we saw in documentation that we can... Okay, so this is required email for login, which we're doing now. If I do this, I can just do this in here. We can just copy you essentially. And this will send a verification email to the user every single time that they attempt to log in. Okay, so if I just take this. Okay, if you're not verified, let's also maybe have a... Oh, what year are you programming this in, X? Auth0, this is so old. Okay, so first off, I want to bring you up here. We'll grab Axios. Is there a default on Axios? I don't remember if it has one. And over here, I can say dependencies, add dependency, Axios. Sure, the latest is probably fine. I don't think that's going to change. Okay. So that gives me that. Let's also make this an async function. So an async function, send verification email. Okay, so we're going to create options method post, which I don't need any of that, because what we can just do is we're going to await Axios request. And I should try and catch this. Okay, so there's a bunch of like silly little stuff they've done here. Let's break this out into like a little bit nicer using usage of Axios. Okay, so our const URL, it's gonna be this. And then we're going to try await Axios.post. So I don't think I want, I've never used default. I don't think I need it. Is this an initial confirmation of the user's address, or is it a login confirmation method, or is it a replacement for HTML login like Medium does? It is a combination of the first two. So it's a little bit of middleware that sits inside of Auth0's sort of system. And whenever you attempt to log in, and that login could happen the second that you create an account. So if you create an account, it will at the very same moment, at the same time, also attempt to log you in. This will run before that happens and say, hey, you're not logged in, your email is not verified, therefore we're going to deny you access, even if your username and password is correct. And so what I'm trying to do here now is make sure that they get a verification link, because the user that I just tried to use didn't get one, which kind of sucks. So every time that you attempt to log in, it will try to send you another email from Auth0. And Auth0, I don't believe I pay for these. I believe that they just won't send it if it's been sent like recently. So obviously, like if I need to, we can implement a caching system, and I can just like put a little bit of data on the user of like, hey, when was the last time that you did this? And then it's like, okay, only do that within like, once an hour, once a day. Okay, try await Axios post. We're gonna go to the URL. So that gives me this and this. Now I kind of want my data to be separate. So we can throw you in there. Okay, so we have user ID, which is going to be user ID of verified email recipient, which I believe this is actually going to be events.user.id. Let me double check. Okay, so it's user underscore ID. So event.user.user ID. Your app client ID. Do I have access to that in here too? Yes, I have event client ID. Identity. Huh. Did you? But what? User ID of verify email recipient. So who it's going to. Identity. Whose user is this? You just gave me an example. Is this my user ID? But that doesn't make any sense. Okay, user ID of the user. Okay, so this is so much better documentation then. Okay, so we're gonna send a post to V2 jobs verification email, which I can set up my domain. I think, do I have access to my domain in here too? Probably not. Okay, not client. Not configuration. I have organization, but that's not it. Oh, an ad break just started. I didn't even notice that coming up. I am going to use this as a excuse to go take a really quick break. Last time I did this, Sylvie decided to take my seat. So I'm going to go ahead and... Where's my cat large? I'm going to go take a really quick break, and I will see you back in a few minutes. You did it again. Okay. Sylvie is back on my chair. Yep. Hold on, I can show you. I guess you can now hang out next to the heater. Okay, so let me mute the mic. And okay, mute the mic and we'll go into standing mode. Oh, and also you broke. Okay, now I need to fix that too. The ads make you sad. Apparently, you need a new monitor, new jeans, a new car, and you need to feed the dog. You don't have different food. Also, you don't have kids, but they need to be dressed in Adidas. It's yeah, ads are a thing. I've never understood ads like trying to make you feel like you're like worse. It doesn't work for me. It's like, no, I don't believe you. We had this conversation yesterday about uh if ads were like funny or interesting. We tend to like those more. We'll actually watch your ads. Just make them funny and interesting. Okay, can you actually see? No. Okay, so you're still broken here. Now we're good. Now we're back in play. So this looks like JavaScript. There's a Rust crate for Axios authentication. No, wouldn't that be preferred? Let me check. I don't believe that I can use any language other than JavaScript inside of Auth0 as middleware. I'm fairly certain that the only language that they support is JavaScript. Yeah, I don't even see a language choice. I can change the version of Node, and that's it. That's all I can do. Yeah, so this is I'm gonna copy paste this into a secret window that I have over on the other screen. You canceled cable like 12 years ago over both how shitty TV is and how there's like 7 to 8 minutes of ads on a service you pay for per half hour. Which, like, yeah, I did. Let's see. How long ago has it been for me? When I moved to Colorado from California, I just never signed up for any service. I just like left it as that you just no service necessary. And I haven't, like, I've just been using Twitch and YouTube as my watching. Disney needs a new pair of shoes. I mean, they are aren't they hemorrhaging accounts right now? Like lots of people are canceling their service. So they do. They need a new few thousand pairs of shoes. Okay, so we have you. We post the URL. Oh, and then it's gonna be data. So it's URL. Then we have our data there. Oh, and then settings. So then options. And options would include headers that has content type application JSON, which I don't believe I need to set. I believe that could set for me automatically, but I can leave it. And then authorization bearer, your management API access token. Do I get one inside of here? Oh, I don't think so. I can access to secrets. So, okay, I'm going to need to get a permanent API access token and then add that as a secret. Let's see. The entire US negotiated with the rights holders and both sides agreed to a truce. We stopped pirating. They put their stuff on Netflix. They tried to change the deal. We collectively told them to GTFO. Netflix most likely will be the only survivor after all the in-house services die. All that shareholder value just poof gone up as both. What's really funny is that everybody was saying that Netflix is going to be the one to die. Everybody was talking about like how Netflix is, is done, it's gone. And it turns out that all Netflix has had to do is just survive. All they have to do is survive until everybody else implodes because they just couldn't. They just couldn't prevent themselves from being too greedy. And that's kind of funny how that works sometimes. Okay, so if I need a management API access token, so You need to authenticate with an access token called the Auth0 Management API token. These tokens are JOTs with contain specific grant permissions known as scopes. Okay, it recommends I get a short-lived token, but I need to use that. I need to get a long-lived one and then store it in Auth0. Wait, can I wait, can I use a token from the user? No, because like I don't get their token because they're so I can't get their token. So huh. I guess I can use the client secret to get a token. Reed Hastings, co-founder and current chairman of Netflix, has never been accused of being stupid. I thought during when Netflix was increasing their rates so that, you know, they wouldn't lose too much money. A lot of people were calling Netflix stupid. Like there was this big like cancel your Netflix account like move. And everybody like went over to Disney and HBO and everything else. And now everybody's like, okay, I'll come back. The thing was, you know what it was? It was everybody cancel your account, but they had all the people saying that weren't actually signed up because they were just taking their account from like other people. So yeah, no, you're right. Nobody canceled. Or very few people canceled. They broke even on the accounts canceled versus increased revenue from price increase, which like from a business perspective is good. Like they didn't lose anything, which is what they needed to do. Okay, so how can I get this? Okay, so get management API tokens for testing, for production, single page applications. Oh, I want this. It's going to be to ask Auth0 for a management API v2 token, perform a post operation to your domain endpoint using the credentials of the machine-to-machine application you created in a prerequisite step. And then I'll get this back. Oh, or I could just use this. And that makes it easier. Oh, the issue is the increasing cost of in-house products. That's still going up. Okay, so that's not helpful. They're going to need it. Either they need more people to start signing up, or they need. Well, I mean, if everybody else implodes, then they'll be the only game in town, and everybody will have to sign up for them if they want any kind of like Netflix. So if I do something like this, I will get an access token back, but I can also use Disney has basically said if Disney Plus dies, they still won't go back to Netflix or Amazon. It's strong statements, but that feels more like saber rattling to me. It's what a company says and what they do are going to be very different things, right? Who knows? If Auth0 just needs a properly formatted post request, why can't you do that in Rust? I need to do it from Auth0. So when you attempt to log in, before it actually logs you in, I check to see if you have been validated. And if you have not been validated, I want it to then resend the verification email at that point. Now, that being said, I could send it from here, but I don't have like my client secret. I don't want to put that in the front end. So that's not going to work either. I could create a Lambda function to do this for me, which feels like a lot of work. I already have like this entire system here, so I feel like I should be able to just do this right here inside of Auth0. Yeah, so the real question for Disney is going to be, are they willing to show that they learned from something? Are they going to double down, or are they just going to punt to something completely different and try like the third option, which is a random new choice? Like those are their choices, right? Like go back, admit that they were wrong, go back, iterate on what they have right now and try to like improve it somehow, or just, you know, try something completely new again. I guess shut down. Like they could just shut it all down, but yeah, there's no way that will work, because shutting completely down doesn't make them more money. It's very possible. That's very possible. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. Netflix lost money when Disney pulled the joint Netflix Marvel content. Yeah, I have no doubt. That was a lot of stuff for them. Okay, so I could add in another dependency, which is going to be the node auth library, which, okay, I am used to this icon being that it's going to open up a new window, but it doesn't. It opened up the same window. Okay, so, oh, it's just called auth0. Perfect. So auth0, go ahead and give me the latest. This is TypeScript. Oh no, it contains TypeScript declarations. Different thing altogether. All right, so okay, so if I grab you, we're going to get the access deny message, and then I want to immediately await send verification email. You need, forgot how to create an email function in JavaScript. Okay, so you need my domain. So we have domain coming in. Now I can add a secret to this, which is going to be domain. Okay, so now I should have access to event.secrets.domain. Yeah, okay. So that's, I can grab that like that. So that gives me the domain. Oasis, hello, how are you doing today? Okay, so we have our domain. Okay, so that goes to there. We create our data. So I need my user ID next. So it's going to be event.user.user ID. Client ID, which is also okay. I have that too. Oh, I just remembered. This will be kind of left. I don't need the cat camera on anymore. Okay, so client ID is that identity. Okay, so then we need, I'm really confused about, okay, so identity. Oh, and will you give me everything I need? Will you do this for me? Okay, so if I give them this, okay, new management client. Oh, and then I can do stuff with it. Okay, that's not one thing. There is a users by email manager. Which only lets me get by email. What? Wait, what do you get me back? Yeah, that's this little, that's okay. That's not helpful. Maybe it's, no, not authentication client. ID token validator. No, that's not what I want. Interfaces. Okay, maybe verify. Send an email to a specified user that asks them to click a link to verify their email address. This is what I want, verify email. So I can get this through the API. So actually I don't need to send an Axios request at all. Cool, okay, so I can remove Axios from the dependency tree. Perfect. So Axios go away. All we need is auth0. So this is jobs manager. Okay, new jobs manager. And they shared okay, so I can just pull in a jobs manager from that. Configuration, configure, what? Not sure how much I like the this documentation. So configuration has all of these, not necessarily, except base URL and parse error. So, okay, authentication client. Let's go take a look at that one. There. Okay, so auth. Huh. So I wonder if it's one of these. Authentication client. Taking options, which is authentication client options. Okay, so they pass in domain client ID and client secret. So domain client ID, client secret. And you return an authentication client and I can use that to get access to database, OAuth, or passwordless, which is not helpful in the least. Now this is under modules auth, so authentication client from auth0, management client, okay, that's not in that class. Which was the one we were going at that we found? It was like a user manager. Okay, management client isn't here and it just is listed in the classes. Okay, so any of these classes I have access to. That's good to know. User manager isn't what I want. Jobs manager. That's what it was. Okay, so jobs manager right here. You take in this configuration. Configuration needs nothing? Needs a base URL and a parse error. I'm really confused about how this is going to work. Okay, so a parse error is a callback function which has an error in it. And a base error is just the base URL of something. And then that will let me send verify email. Send an email to the specified user that asks them to click a link to verify the email address. Note, you must have the status toggle enabled for the verification email template. For the email to be sent, send an email address verification email. Okay, so you must have the status toggle enabled for the verification email template. Wait, where is that? This is the same place that we were before. Oh, wait. Configuration my secret token? Wait. Where did I get that? Oh, that's just like whatever configuration that we have defined somewhere else. That's not like something that's going to be handed to me. The Auth0 Management API provides a create email verification ticket endpoint that generates the verification link for each user. That I don't know what this means. Create a ticket? This is back here again. Okay. So I'm really confused, and so I want to, because like it doesn't look like this thing is going to need something. So let's go ahead and play with this a little bit. So if I let's touch. I'm gonna install auth0 here. That looks terrible. We'll do this. Send verification email. Okay, so we require auth0. I wonder if this is going to be async or not. I don't think there's root level async yet in Node. Also, which node am I using? Wait, did my mouse just die? My mouse died. Oh no. Okay, hold on. I think I have another mouse somewhere. Also, I can. Oh, wait. Can I charge you at the same time as I use you? Yes. Okay. I can charge and use at the same time. Okay. So auth0 require auth0. I bet this is going to be async code. Yeah, it's returning promises. So let's do. Okay. So we'll be able to see what the error is. This will allow us to run async code in here pretty easily now. So I want to grab auth0 and then get the jobs manager from this. So it's just jobs manager. Okay, so let's import. Let's grab that. I guess first off, this should give us an error because the jobs manager requires in the configuration a parse error. Oh, and a base URL. So I'm expecting to get that. I want to see that we have that. What did I do? I quit. I quit or I closed at the same time? Okay, cannot read property base URL of undefined, which doesn't tell me what the base URL is supposed to be. So I'm assuming that that is actually our domain. The domain is public information because it's where everybody gets sent to for all the stuff, so everybody can see it. So I'm just going to hard code it in here. So you want an object that has base URL, and you're going to be that. Next up, you should yell at me about fetch is not defined. What? That's not what I was expecting. Fetch is not required. Provide your own fetch implementation. Okay. Can this be Axios? Provide a middleware that will either run before the request, after the request, or when the request fails. What? No, this one. That was middleware. Provide your own fetch imp. Okay. There is no fetch. There's a type fetch API. Okay, type fetch API is a URL. Huh. Yeah, stop trying to make fetch happen. I know. What? URL. Okay, so it's a function that takes in a URL or request info along with a request in it. What do I use here? $18. They require me to use 18. Okay. All right. So I don't need to do anything like that. I just hand it the base URL. So that, okay, that gives me that. And now where did my documentation go? Was it this one? No. No. Oh, it was this one. Okay, so I've now successfully created the jobs manager. I want to now verify email. So this takes in body parameters and initialization overrides. Send an email to the specified user that asks them to click a link to verify the email address. Note you must have the status toggle. Okay, so I think that will work. Post verification email address. Okay, so I need the client ID. Actually, I just need the user ID. Okay, so if I just need the user ID, that test user that I don't care about, This is test. Their user ID is this. Right, so okay, I just sent it in user ID. Oh, and what is it called again? Verify email. In the body parameters, it is user ID. And that is that. Okay. Verify email. Returns a promise. So you need to be await. And that should do it. So, okay. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, so all five. So I have no emails from them right now. The request failed and the interceptors did not return an alternative response. Thank you for that. That is a lovely message. It's kind of what I want to do. How to resend verification email and failed login. Okay, so this is in an action, which is exactly what I want to do. So, and the person says this looks good, so maybe this is what I want. So that's not really oh, this is the code. So on execute post login, which I think is the one I have, right? So library custom. Yeah, on execute post login. If event user email verified, okay, so that's exactly what I have here. Okay, so they get a management client. They put in, okay, they get the domain. They get the client ID. They get the client secret. So I'll need to get those things and plug those into secrets. Management jobs verify email. Okay, so then from that, they can go management jobs verify email. Error sending verification email. Okay. And then I have this thing. So I'm going to copy paste this over here into my code. So really this is, I want to completely redo this. So send verification email. You don't need to be here at all. I will need auth0 and that's it. Okay, so const management client. Okay, so I get the new management client. Also, why are you doing that? Okay, management client equals an instance. Oh, I see. Did you really do this inside of? Yeah, you did that inside the function. It's necessary. Want you down there. Okay. Then we're going to create, okay, so new management client. Okay, const management equals new management client. I pass in, okay, so I might as well just pass in the entire event. That'll be fine. So I get event secrets domain, event secrets client ID, and the client secret. So I need those three things. That gives me a management. I then need these params. Okay, so const params. Okay, so we have client ID and then the user ID. Okay, so we grab that. Then we're going to try to verify. Okay, so management jobs verify email. Otherwise, we console log the error. Okay, so try management jobs verify email. We pass it into params. We take in a callback function. If there is an error, we're going to console log. We're going to console error sending verification email. Pass in the error. Otherwise, verification email sent successfully. We can keep this for right now, but I probably don't want to keep that forever because like that might be too many. Also, I think I have access to the email, right? I do. Okay, so event.user.email. If that somehow causes an error, Okay. So theoretically, this would work. I don't need this other handler because I'm not redirecting or doing anything else. Okay, so this would theoretically work. Let's go ahead and copy all of you. Replace you in there. Okay, so I need some secrets. I need the domain. Which I just called domain, right? Yeah, domain. So throw that in there. Good. Then I need client ID. Which also is in applications. Oh, that didn't actually open up a new window. That just overwrote what I had. That's great. Okay, so this is client ID. That goes in there now. Saving a draft after every change, just in case. Okay, client secret is next. Okay, I get that. Client secret, throw that in there. Create you, okay. We have the client ID again. We grab the user ID out of there. I think that's everything that we need from secrets. Okay, cool. So if I save you and I deploy you, okay, so one more time. You don't have anything in this mailbox. Good. So we're gonna try to log in, go until it actually hits. I guess I could try logging this in. Here, we could try logging this into production. It will be fine. So learning. Oh. Oh, that has the problem now. Okay, so to here. It like, oh, there's nothing in there. Okay, so it didn't send. Oh, ad break just started. Sorry about that. I don't have the Twitch dashboard up on my other screen, so I'm using all the screens and different things, so I can't see it. So sorry about the surprise. We're probably gonna work through it. Okay. There is a way for me to see. Okay. Okay, so I can run this. As a test too. Session client request user email verified. I want it to be false. Email, let's do 6 tests. So how about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I try to run you, error sending verification email. No, oh no, there was no error. There was no error. Wait. This is weird. Logs. Error sending verification email. That was mine. Okay, so if I thought that was an error. Agent unidentified. Like there's no information about it whatsoever. That's really weird. And if I go to user management, go to this one that just tried to log in, I look at a history. Okay, so I don't see a history of that. Actions, flows. Is there like a log? Oh, monitoring logs. Okay, so test it. Okay, that was my test. Okay, failed login. So failed login. Failed exchange. Grant type client credentials not allowed for the client. Oh, okay. So for authentication, for application, I have to go and enable that. To use the client credentials grant, you have to set a token endpoint auth method other than none. Okay, so I want the client credentials grant. Do I want to, oh, I wonder if I want to create a new application. It's not really right. I can't just use the app. Oh, okay, okay. So applications. I think on free tier I'm limited to 10 of these. So let me create a new app. We're going to call this I'm going to call it that. I want this to be a machine to machine. Use that API. Permissions. I hope I can change these later. I'm going to try to I want something about like sending an email. Okay, what if I just don't give you any? Okay, you don't get any permissions whatsoever. How about that? Oh, you need some. Okay, create user tickets might be what I want. But I think it's, wait, is there a job? Ooh, okay. Passwords checking job, passwords checking job. That's not what I want. There are so many things here. Okay, so let me give you something that looks like not too dangerous. Okay, I can read what clients we have, which I have one client, so not that big of a deal. Okay, so if I do that, the domain is the same, but the client ID and client secret change. Okay, so client ID becomes this. The client secret becomes this. You are taking a broken piece of code and modifying it until it works. This is really hard. It is easier to take a working piece of code, and there has to be an example of that. So this code actually does work. Right now I don't have permissions to run it, so I'm changing that around. Okay, let's try deploying that. Oh, and I think I need to go back and attach the database to it. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it'll work. Okay, so if I just save you, let's rerun you again. First off, you didn't like send, right? No, okay, good. Okay, so I think it's supposed to have done it. So first off, It didn't work there. Let's go take a look at the, I'm guessing that I didn't have permission to do it. So I need to find the logs. Oh, successful exchange. Machine to machine. Okay. Interesting. If I go to user management for that user and I look at their logs, I just see a failed login. I don't see an email sent out. Okay, so I don't think it did it. Oh, error sending verification email. Method post. Well, they just give you all the goodies in their response. That's agent undefined. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. I just have error sending verification email. That's all I got. Oh, okay. I was hoping that that would work. And just to make sure I'm going to the right email address here. It didn't give me what went wrong. It just said that there was an error sending the verification email. Action name, require verify. Okay, so response logs. Okay, great. Now, if I come back to here and we search for this. Oh, do I need to set an email provider? Oh, Azure. Okay, so that's our problem. Or most likely this is the problem. They do send emails sometimes. I have to use my, I have to do mine. Okay, so this is, I think in settings. No, where is that? Oh, it's branding. Email provider. Okay, so I have to use my own email provider. I could configure Amazon SES for this. Oh, I have to validate the domain. Broken pieces of code modified until it works is how programming works. I mean, that actually is a pretty good way of describing a lot of like coding, right? Because if we always had correct code, we wouldn't need to do it at all, right? Because it already works. Okay, so I can say from okay, then I need the information from AWS. So now I'm going over there. I haven't logged into this in a while. So it's not really local. I'm putting this all into Auth0. And so Auth0 should handle all this for me. Locally, I'm still using Auth0, but then I'm just telling it where to redirect back to. So management should be, I'm going to have AWS deal with this. And like AWS can do this stuff. So I'm not gonna send the email at all. I'm not gonna manually send emails because that's a terrible idea, at least in production. Yeah, and I can set it up. I can create an email address in AWS too, and then use that. And that should work. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do something like that. I think I have to create something from brookzerker.com and send out that. Like I'm gonna have to create like a no reply at brookzerker.com valid thing. The other ones, the other choices, I'm gonna could create an account for SendGrid. Or Mailgun. I've used Mailgun in the past. And for right now, I don't think I'm going to care that much if it's something else. So I could just do something like that. If I remember correctly, Mailgun isn't too expensive, but it was been years since I've used them. I hear Zilby snoring very quietly behind me. But it is super cute. Yes, I remember. It that's happened to us before. We had to set up the DKIM stuff. It sucked. Art Winnin, hello. How are you doing today? So maybe I can set up and use, we could just use SendGrid or Mailgun. Uh, which do you all prefer? This would be going to your email addresses as you sign up for this. If you sign up, so they would know your email addresses. SendGrid is less bad. Okay, let's take a look at them. Okay, for free, I get 100 emails per day, which isn't too bad for right now, but I'll probably have to go pretty quickly up to $20 per month as soon as we start getting people, like more than 100 people signing up. Yeah, and I get SMTP. Okay, so I get all that stuff. That's good. That seems fine. All right, send two votes for SendGrid. All right, we'll do this. I'm gonna do this over here though. Oh, I went to SendGrid. Okay, Twilio SendGrid. Oh, I forgot. Twilio bought them. Start for free. I don't have a Twilio account, so Twilio is buying everything. Didn't they buy SendGrid and then everything sort of like went down? Didn't they have to do a lot of layoffs recently? That's true. Everyone has had done layoffs. That's very true. All right, now I wait for their verification email so I can set up my verification email. Most likely, SendGrid will become an originator of spam like Mailgun. Isn't that the fate of all email service providers? Oh, they need a phone number too. Okay. Give me a second. Let me find my Google Voice number. This is not a valid number. Oh no, don't you do this to me. Oh, come on. It needs a real phone number? 2 layoffs in 2023, 1 layoff in 2022. Okay. Oh, Twilio also bought Authy. Interesting. They're still serious about anti-spam? Well, that's good. But we'll see. If they laid off all the anti-spam people, they can be serious about it all they want. If they don't like pay people to do something about it, it doesn't matter. Okay, got that set up. If it can't be tied to a human, it's not a real phone number. And they can tell if it's being serviced by some of the virtual phone companies, which sucks because that's also where a lot of companies park their, yeah. Very true. Okay, tell us about yourself. Okay, company name, Brooks Builds. Company website. I literally just gave you my phone number. Why do you need me to give it to you again? Can this one be a not real phone number? Let's find out. Oh, that one can be my virtual number. Okay. How to start sending email. Send a single send. Okay, so I create an identity. Friendly name to show the recipient rather than, okay, so that would be Brooks Builds. The from email address. Verification is required if this email domain doesn't match one of your authenticated domains. Okay, yeah. So I need an actual from address. Let's see. What do I want to do for this? I kind of want to create a new account for this. I'm kind of thinking of maybe ending a little bit early today and then go grab an early lunch and then just like fill this out without having to use the alternate screen, because it is kind of a pain to use that, and like literally nothing that I'm showing you can see. You're gonna steal it, and the cat. No, you can't steal the cat. I mean, nobody can actually steal a cat. All you can do is temporarily take it and hope that the cat likes you more. But I feed the cat every day. He's now liking me a lot more recently. And I play with him every day. So he's really enjoying me right now. So we don't want to leave, we don't want to move that situation. Okay. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this, and I'll probably go into my other profile upstairs and just work on this. So out of curiosity, YouTube basically gives me very poor analytics sometimes. All right, so we got one person over on YouTube, and we got 15 of you or so here on Twitch. I am thinking about rating on Twitch. Let's see. Let's see. Microsoft developer is build AI solutions with Azure. Full Stack Live is doing a stream anniversary, doing some DevOps stuff. We rated Keybind yesterday, and Soding is also doing more dev and EDA. Any preferences? Microsoft is doing a talk about AI to 2 people. So that's the least number of viewers. Not Microsoft? Okay. It's not really like relevant anyways. Full Stack Live is doing a streamversary, doing some DevOps, SRE stuff. That's like not exactly irrelevant to what we've been doing. Let's go ahead and set up a raid for Full Stack Live. Wait, are you gonna? I think that's who it is. Well, if it isn't, then I'm in the channel that you're not gonna go to. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I am going to go ahead and go grab a lunch and then also start working on like the email sending type stuff. Today is Tuesday, so the next time we're working on this together will be on Monday. So by Monday, I'll have that all set up and we'll be sending emails, and maybe that ticket will be done, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully the email part should be done. Tomorrow I'll be online and we're going to be continuing playing Shenzhen IO. So if you're interested in a game where you program assembly and solve electrical engineering puzzles, that's what we're doing. So I will be here at around 8 a.m. Mountain Time tomorrow for that. So with that, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye. And